Hey everyone, I'm gutted I can't be there in person. I'm touring a play at the moment and a couple of the actors have contracted COVID, which means I've obviously had to self-isolate, but we have to be safe in these times. But the wonders of technology mean that I can actually be there, which is good. And it really is an honour for me to be able to introduce City of God to you. You're going to be viscerally moved. It is a fantastic film. And my intention actually was to give you a little bit of an insight into being a black, brown, however you want to look at it, actor, writer, filmmaker, but above all, storyteller. Because I'm sure that's why the majority of you are actually there. You're interested in stories, you're storytellers yourselves. And the more I thought about the correlation between the concentration of melanin in my skin and my profession, the more I actually realised that that relationship is reflective of society. I mean, obviously, we've got the globalisation of the industry, we have the advent of all of the streamers, Netflix and all that, and that means that there are more black filmmakers who are able to sell black stories to more diverse audiences. But the debate around representation, that still abounds. We could discuss and subvert the stats as long as we want to, but the debate all comes down to one thing, essentially, doesn't it? And that's belonging. Who belongs on screens? Whose stories belong? And in times where you have to justify your place in society, cough, cough, Brexit, you'll find that you have to do that in your profession too. And it's because of this and the wider context of Black History Month that I thought it might be poignant if I just give you a little bit of an insight into a prominent microaggression that all darker skinned people have faced. And I hope that I'm going to be able to sort of translate that to how you, the future storytellers, see us in the professional sphere. So, if I was to give you a generously conservative estimate, I probably get asked the question maybe 5 times a year, and that really is a massive underestimation, but it makes the maths a little bit simpler. So I'm 38 in a few months, and the very first time that I was asked that question, I probably would have been around about 8. So that not only means that we are coming up to the question's 30th anniversary, happy birthday, but it's also 150 times that I found myself fumbling around emotionally for why that question always hurts when it's asked. And it's only now, as I was thinking about what I'd say to you guys today, that I've had the space to truly dissect it. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do that. It means a lot. So obviously, I've been asked the question enough times to know the what behind the question, the destination that the asker is attempting to reach. And if I'm not interested in confrontation, I will simply answer, my mum's from Nigeria, and move on. And moving on is usually really easy because once we've arrived at that answer, there's no sightseeing. The person isn't interested in the specifics of the place. And I know this because I've actually, as you can imagine, going over the same covert bigotry over and over again, it gets pretty boring. So for my own amusement, I have actually answered with various countries, Kenya, Uganda, Ivory Coast, Bermuda, Jamaica, whatever. It doesn't actually matter because the answer to the question is not why the question's asked, but why the question's asked has always eluded me. Maybe once or twice someone has responded, with their eyes wide with surprise. Oh, your mum's black. I assumed it would be your dad, which, in itself is a loaded assumption, isn't it? That's catalysed by the "they're here to steal your women" narrative, popularised in the right-wing media all through the 70s and 80s. But 9 times out of 10, there's no real response because the specifics of my heritage are not actually important. Now, if my xenophobia web has been tugged and I sort of want the person asking the question to feel a little bit awkward, or as awkward as they're making me feel by insisting that I answer it, I'll usually just plead ignorant when they asked. What do you mean, really from? Like I said, I'm from Essex. No, I mean, where are you from? Well, I'm from Essex, that's where I'm from. No, but, where are you really from? And they may gesture to my skin at this point. Well, I don't get what you mean. And by now, the guy, and it is always guys, incidentally, all 150 times, they rack their brain for the best way to double down, be racist, but don't stand it. Oh, you must know what I mean, he says. Oh, okay. Where are your parents from? And again, we can take the easy route if we want to, or the long route. And if I'm not exhausted, I'll start with the white side of my family. Well, my dad and grandparents, they were born in East London, their parents are Irish, yada, yada, yada. And we'll have this momentary look of confusion on his face before it dawns on him. And then he's like, oh, so your mum's black? Yeah. Well, where was she born? Nigeria. And then slowly, as though I'm stupid, so you're from Nigeria then? And as usual, they hear the word Nigeria and the conversation is essentially over. They've got what they came for. But that's a problematic conclusion given all of the facts, don't you think? I mean, it's why my racism spidey senses buzz every time the question's asked. Where are you really from? Really? Yeah, but where are you really from? Because to the person asking, I can't be from Britain, I'm not allowed to be. I need to tell them where I'm really from. And Nigeria, or any little black lie, that's acceptable. But Britain, where I was born, educated, raised, paid tax my whole working life, the place which constitutes to 50% of my ancestry, that can't be where I'm from, according to the interrogator. But where are you really from? And given that I can't be from Britain, how can I be from Nigeria? It also only constitutes to 50% of my ancestry. Why is one tolerable and not the other? And when asked, where are you really from? What they're actually saying is, what I'm actually being told is that I can't be from Essex or even Britain. The question is an attempt to make me aware that I do not conform to their idea of Britishness. Where is it you are really from? I do not accept you are from here. So, where are you really from? The question is a veiled way of telling someone that they do not belong. But it doesn't stop there. They've demanded an explanation. Where are you really from? They want me to say it to them aloud. For me to acquiesce to their view. They want me to admit that, in fact, I do not belong. Not really. They want me to stand in front of them and state that I am not actually from this place. They're trying to invalidate me, essentially. They want to make themselves more worthy of being here. The person asking, they may not even fully realise that it's what they're doing, but in the same way that they may not realise the implications of expecting which one of my parents is black, nonetheless, they are attempting to force me to explain the nature of my trespass on a land that they feel they're entitled to be from, but according to them, I'm not. So with this, I just want to wish happy birthday to all of those who daily have to convince people that they belong. And to those who feel that they're entitled to that justification, we may not always tell you, but we see you. And for everyone about to enjoy the fantastic city of God, I hope that what I've just said may cement that we are really from here. Now, we shouldn't need to justify our belonging. We belong in society. And just as importantly, and this is where you guys come in, we belong in its stories too. So enjoy the film, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys soon.